Just a second to remind us, how did this trend even emerge? So around 1.5, 2 years ago, so we had a full lockdown. People were basically forced to work from home. And back then, I remember there was a lot of like negative news. People with families, they struggled because their children were at home. They had to organize themselves. People who lived alone, they were feeling very lonely because they couldn't come to the office anymore. People had back pain, people were complaining a lot, and all these things created a lot of fuss, and it was not a very easy transition. But then after a year, people actually got used to working from home. And then once Corona calmed down a little bit and big companies like Apple, for example, announced that people have to come back to the office, a lot of people resigned. People were not happy with this situation anymore. And now recent study shows that 52% of people are ready to leave their employer if their employer would force them to come to the office 5 days a week. So therefore, it is a very, very interesting trend. Things are moving and things are changing so fast. So if we really look at statistics, 83% of workers consider hybrid work model the most optimal. This study was done by Accenture, where they've interviewed 9,000 global workers around the world. And so what's the reason for people to actually prefer the hybrid work model? It's basically the fact that they want to have both of those worlds. They want to be able to go to the office to socialize with their colleagues. At the same time, they've got used to working from home. They have this flexibility where they don't have to commute anymore. They've bought new furniture to adjust to they bought new technology. They don't have back pain anymore. For instance, I have a new chair, I have a new table that I can adjust. Everyone is so super used to this new situation that it is difficult for people to say now, okay, now you have to completely be at the office all the time. And so if you look at the main drivers why people actually want to go to the office, it's mainly because office offers them better technology. You can have double screen, you can have bigger screens, your Wi-Fi technology is maybe better, connection is better. There are some things that office can offer that you might not have at home. At the same time, you can go and interact with your colleagues, you learn a lot, you can collaborate, as well as you innovate together. And the third one is the routine, because office offers you some kind of a discipline. And at the same time, people actually want to work from home because it offers them safety. It is difficult, it is less likely to get coronavirus if you are working from home than if you are at the office. Also, your quality of life improved. There are a lot of studies being done that actually showed that people feel happier now that they can work from home more often. They have a better work-life balance. And the third one is freedom. So freedom to choose where you want to work from a cafe, from a library, or from an airport. And at the same time, freedom to choose your productive breaks. You can go for a run during lunch. And you can also adapt your hours, your working hours, to make sure you tap into the most productive version of yourself. And so therefore, the question, where do you want to work, might be the wrong question. And it would be better to ask your employees a question like, what maximizes your potential and what enables you to be the healthiest and most productive version of yourself, regardless of where you work. And so we clearly see that hybrid office is the new normal, and it is something here to stay. And we clearly see that employees are asking for it. And of course, if you're a company who wants to attract talent, who wants to retain their talent, it is very important to follow this trend. And at the same time, we also see that hybrid office offers a lot of very big advantages to companies as well. And one of them is that your talent pool is now much broader, because people from other cities can apply to your job posting, because they don't have to commute to the office every day. There are also more remote works available nowadays. The second advantage is that the cost saving on unused space and energy fees is really considerable. If you can close part of your office, or if you can sub-rent part of your office because people are coming less to the office less often, of course you will cut on costs. And the third one, which I find really the most important one, is that employees, they do feel more productive because they feel empowered. They feel that you trust them to decide and you empower them to make a decision for themselves so that they actually feel the autonomy, which in the end increases their intrinsic motivation. At the same time, of course, there are benefits, but there are also challenges that companies are faced with. For instance, how much office space do I exactly need in the hybrid model? How do I support the employee experience? How do employees know when they can come to the office? How do they book their desk? How do they book the meeting room? How do you also ensure the safe and healthy return to the office? We saw that safety is number one factor for people to want to work from home because maybe they don't feel that that office offers them this safe and healthy environment. And the fourth one, of course, sustainability is a big topic nowadays. And moving to the hybrid workplace, how can you make sure you also make a contribution, a positive contribution to the environment? And so basically technology, data, analytics can help you answering those questions. And I've prepared 4 smart workplace Internet of Things solutions that I would like to talk today about. And the first one is the Workplace Experience app. It's basically a mobile app that helps employees to navigate in this hybrid work environment where they can book their desk, they can book a meeting room, they can request services like lunch, like an extra technology, another laptop, another mobile phone. It also helps them to find colleagues, and book a parking spot. And what's really special about this app, it's not just a reservation app. It's actually an app which offers you a real-time floor plan view where you can really see what is happening on your work environment. You can see if you would like to book a desk, you can really see if it's not too crowded. You can see if you want to sit next to a coffee machine. You can even check the temperature. You can see how light the desk is. So this is, again, something extremely innovative, thanks to the Internet of Things technology, where people are empowered. Again, they have this autonomy to choose where they want to sit, where they want to spend their day at the office. And you can also consult the temperature. They can also consult how good the air quality is, for how long the room will be available or the desk will be available, and they can also request all the services they need. Another interesting feature is find your colleague. We know that people are coming to the office mostly to interact, and of course it should be easy to find your colleague. And in some companies which have several floors and a lot of people, it's not always easy. So here, thanks to the app, you can just type the name of your colleague, and then you can see where the colleague is sitting on the map. Of course, it's GDPR proof. Your colleague first needs to check in to make himself visible. And this experience work across multiple touch points. So it's not only on the app. You can also use the kiosk when you enter the office building. You can also use the meeting room display to book a meeting room. So you don't only have to use the app. So the second solution I would like to talk about, and for me one of the most important, is the space optimization. So there are a lot of questions that companies would ask themselves when transitioning to the hybrid workplace, like how many desks exactly would they need actually, and how do they make sure that the office is not too crowded? How can we save on space? And also, what would be the ideal fit out in terms of space mix? And basically, there are 3 ways for optimizing space performance. So you can just reduce overall square footage. So just cut your space by, let's say, 20%. Or you can also reduce square footage per person, which means that, let's say, you go from closed offices or like standard desks to an open space where there is a table with 12 people sitting on it, for example, which is pretty common nowadays. And the third one is the space mix. So you just increase the usage of the space type that you would need the most. Let's say you now know that more people are coming to the office to collaborate, so you would rather have less standard desks, but then more of collaboration spaces. And so how do we actually do the space management? We first create a digital twin of your floor or your office space, and then we install sensors, space monitoring sensors for occupancy, door count, head count, and traffic. And this is how we basically get a real-time Internet of Things digital twin, where we can see what is happening real-time based. And afterwards, this data is then pushed through to our platform, where you have all the analytics that you would like to have. It's basically, it's very, very deep. You can go, you can see the average occupancy, as well as what is the most popular day, what is the most popular hour, and why. You can really see what meeting room is the most occupied and for which reason. So there are really a lot of analytics and a lot of conclusions that you can make while looking at this dashboards. And one of my favorite dashboards that was also introduced recently is an opportunity simulator dashboard, which helps you to simulate your space saving opportunities. So based on this real-time data, you can actually see what would be the best scenario for you. So you will have different scenarios, and you will see how much money you can save when you go for one or the other scenario. And it's called opportunity simulator not only because it offers you the financial saving calculator, but also because it helps you to find other type of opportunities, like for example your space mix. It will really show you that most of the people are now sitting, for example, in small meeting rooms, so maybe you should switch from big meeting rooms to smaller meeting rooms. Then a third solution is around air quality optimization. Again, we saw that health is so important nowadays. People need to feel safe when they go to the office. And we also know that a poor indoor air quality has been linked to not only virus transmission, but also people might feel tired. They don't have enough oxygen. They can feel even depressed and for sure less productive. So it is very important to monitor how good your air quality is. And we offer several types of air quality monitoring, including, for instance, temperature, because if it's too cold at your workplace, people might get sick. So you have the humidity, the pressure. We have a very broad spectrum of things we actually measure from health perspective. And last but not least, the energy efficiency. So there are also opportunities how to be more sustainable when transitioning to the hybrid workplace. For example, the data will show you at what time people arrive to the office. So therefore, you can actually adapt your air conditioning and heating to start working only as of the moment that people are actually coming to the office. Second one is you can optimize cleaning services for a more cost-efficient approach, which means that if you have let's say a desk that was used 5 times and a desk that was not used, again, sensor data will show you that this desk was not even used. So maybe you don't need to clean it. So you can actually save time and save cleaning materials for cleaning some other desks that were used more often. And the third case, we actually have a customer who did it. They decided that during months of December and January last year, they thought, okay, we have a lot of people are on vacation, so we will just consolidate 2 floors on one floor, and we will completely close one of the floors to make sure that then there is no cleaning needed. There is also no energy fee. Consumption on energy is reduced, consumption on water is reduced on this floor. So they really managed to achieve considerable saving by going for this approach. So on our website, we also offer a hybrid workplace assessment tool. So in case you're interested to see how ready you are for the hybrid workplace, I would invite you to go to our website. It's in resources, interactive tools, hybrid workplace assessment. You just need to answer some questions, and then we will send you a report with our advice. Just a words also about our company. So Spacewell, our mission is to make buildings work for people. We find it very important. We produce solutions that integrate building information, modeling, Internet of Things, data and analytics, and we produce software solutions not only for smart workplace that we are discussing today, but also for real estate, facility management, space management, maintenance, and energy saving management. We have more than 2 million users worldwide. So I'm Veronika, I'm Product Marketing Manager. In case you have questions, I'm very happy to connect here by my LinkedIn and my email. Feel free to reach out. More than happy to continue this conversation. Thank you.
Wow, that was amazing. Thank you very much, Veronika.
Yes.
Which projects are you working on right now where you're really proud of?
Well, we have a lot of different projects, especially when it comes to space management. We have a lot of customers who've managed to really reduce their footprint quite significantly. And I think this is something we are definitely proud of. But for me, I think Opportunity Simulator dashboard that I've showed you, this is something I've launched recently. It was also something I worked for, so of course I'm very proud of it. But it's a very, very interesting dashboard, because as a facility manager, if you need to go and convince your boss, your manager, your director, you need to have data and you need to have a calculation, and you say, hey, look, we can save 50,000 euro by cutting this amount of by reorganizing our space. So I think this is one of the things that definitely was a big breakthrough this year.
Cool. I need to give a presentation pretty soon to a really big, large company in the Netherlands, and I really would like to have a chat with you after this event to see how I can implement some of your thoughts into that presentation as well, and to promote a little bit Spacewell down there. But one more question that I have, it's also about, well, creating smart buildings by using technology and getting that technology in. Well, real estate is not that far ahead of adding technology maybe, but change is coming. And how do you see, or which impact did you see happening that is pushing this change forward? Is it people talking about net zero buildings? Is it about ESG? Is it facility management that wants to have more data to get, what is happening?
Yeah, so basically, in general, one of the most important things indeed is to make sure you have the data, right? Especially for facility management. But when it comes to real estate, there is a big change coming for commercial real estate, because if corporate offices, they are cutting space, of course there is also less business for commercial real estate. But it's actually a threat that can be transformed into an opportunities, because there are more offices like WeWork, like you see offices where people come to work, where they can work remote. And from this perspective, real estate should become even more technology innovative to differentiate themselves, because then the competition is increasing for this type of office spaces.
Wow, cool. Well, thank you very much. It was great to have you with us. I will get in contact with you after this event, and hope to see you soon.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Wouter.
Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.
Yes, you too.